Hello, my name is Peter Cinnamon and I'm here for Chordblossom.com, and I am very lucky to be joined by a man whose band has been on a fine run of form recently. They're supporting Foo Fighters in August. I am very pleased to say that we are joined by Tom Hart from Lurgan band Trucker Diablo. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad, Peter. Yourself?
I'm going well. Well, here, let's get down to business with your big news recently. You, along with Jared I2 from Strabane, you guys have won Tennis Vital on Tapped, and now you're going to go on and support Foo Fighters in August. How does that feel?
It's hard to express without cursing, but it's just one of those things that is just, when you're a guitar player when you're like 15 learning songs, it's just one of those dreams come true that you want to achieve, and we're just very, very lucky to to achieve that.
Yeah, well, it was it's winning any sort of competition, I'm sure, must feel great, and with so many bands out there, 16 against.
Yeah, that's for us really. It's not something we would normally do because we sort of, I think we always like to think that because we work so hard with the band, we always like to try and get stuff on merit, but because it was so high profile, we just sort of couldn't not put in for it, and then just when we heard we got shortlisted, we were just like, holy crap, this is amazing, and then to actually go and win it was just open. We were over the moon, but on the night it was just a fantastic night. I think you couldn't have denied it. It was just one of those nights that just was really special. The crowd were great, and the band were on form, so it's just really, really good.
Well, was that one of those things where you sort of put off by the day of a competition, but just thought, this is a chance to play at the Foo Fighters, we'll just have to throw our hat into the ring?
Yeah, because it was just so tough, because the mix of bands was so eclectic, it was so different, and we were kind of going, what is this really looking for? We don't know what they're really looking for, so we're just going to have to go down and just do what we normally do and hope for the best. And I think in our back of our minds we're going, well, we're a hard rock band, Foo Fighters are a hard rock band, it seems like a good fit, compared to the other guys, but at the end of the day, it was all down to the performance of the night and what the judges wanted to see, so it was really completely out of our hands, so there's no point just thinking anyway, we're just going to have to go down and just try and blow everyone away, and it just went, we couldn't win any better, obviously, because we won.
Yeah, no, what even you said, sort of mix of bands, you were playing on the same night as City of Stars, Acoustic Peter McVeigh and Future Scope, so I'm sure it was sort of a weird feeling, are we the right fit for this? But obviously, one of the big pluses about playing such a big show as Tennis Vital is that you're going to be playing to so many possibly new fans. I guess for anybody who might not be familiar with the band, what's the history, what's the story behind Trucker Diablo?
So we've all known each other through previous bands and just through music, really. I've known Simon probably up to 15 years now, and I played in the band with Terry before Trucker, and Terry had known Glenn through playing with him, and then we all just got together. Really, I just phoned Simon up and I had a name and a logo already right before even the band got together. So it was a bit presumptuous of me to even think that the guys would even get involved. But I phoned Simon, and I knew that Simon was always up for getting something together. So he was on board straight away. Then I phoned Terry. Obviously, we'd played before, so Terry was immediately keen, and then he got Glenn on board. That's how it all started, really.
And this was in 2008, I guess. What, after you said all these previous bands, what do you think made Trucker click? What made this work?
I think right from the start, we just said, just from previous experience, from being burned through the local scene or whatever, having bad experiences, we just said, right, we're just going to do our own thing. We'll not listen to anyone. We'll just write songs, and it doesn't matter how it goes. We'll just see how it goes, because basically we didn't have a sound, we didn't have anything, and we just said, right, well, let's just see what comes out of this. And that's really where it came from, and we just from the start said we're going to do our own thing, and I think we're very grounded people. We sort of take a lot of time to talk to people when we're at shows and things like that, so I think that kind of helps. People can sort of engage with us and get to know us instantly and immediately just through who we are, and we've no problem talking to people, and I think that really helps with the fans.
You have a debut album already, The Devil Rhythm, which has already been released. Yeah, it was re-released through your new record label. But How do you feel that sort of went down, sort of getting your first album out? Was it a slow burner or?
It kind of was. I think it still feels like we're almost still touring the album in a way because people are sort of discovering it because I think we left it quite late to record some videos for the album. We released it in 2010, and it was received quite well. And obviously we had Ricky Warwick on it, and it did pretty well in the Amazon charts, got the #1 and things like that. And it just started to grow from there. But I think once the label came on board, it sort of gave it a bit of a new focus. Whereas we had thought, maybe that's the end of the run now with the Devil Rhythm. Let's start, concentrating on album 2. But the label got on board and said, no, there's still legs in this. Let's pump it out. So that's when we decided, right, well, let's start looking at some videos. And then I think the videos sort of reinvigorated the album because the videos have done so well online.
Yeah. Well, you are signed, of course. You're with Ripple in America.
Yeah, that's right.
How did that come about? What made you think these are the guys to go with?
We didn't. It was us. So basically, we had just sent out a load of emails, and I think those guys were on one of the distribution lists, but we never really sort of had looked into them or anything like that. It was just really a list of record companies we were sending stuff out, and we were turned down by a few in the UK. Some thought the album was great, but they just didn't want to take a song, whether it was the money or whatever. But it just didn't happen in the UK. And then these guys just sort of out of the blue got in touch with us. And actually, a friend of theirs who works for Metal Hammer had heard us before, and we had met him before, and we played a show with his band. And they had actually phoned the journalist from Metal Hammer and said, "Look, are these guys worth a punt?" And the guy from Metal Hammer just fully endorsed us and said, "Yeah, they definitely are." So that's how it came about, and then those guys got in touch, and we had probably about 3 or 4 conversations over Skype over about a 3-month period, and then after having those conversations, we said, right, these are the right guys for us, and then that's how it came about.
I guess with your sound, were you ever sort of worried about, hey, we need to sort of tweak this to what's sort of happening now, or were you just sort of hoping that, hey, there's still a big audience for this kind of more classic sort of rock, and you're just going to push on, and you will eventually sort of get an audience for it?
Yeah, pretty much. We didn't really worry about the sound or anything like that. I think we felt the songs were sort of strong enough in terms of crossover. It had their sort of, the album has its heavier elements, but it also has classic elements. And I suppose some great. It has pop elements as well. And we always knew as a band we wanted the right songs that did cross over to appeal to a lot of people rather than just the rock fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're all seeing that in the music, and we never really worried about changing anything. We just those guys said, look, it's great. The songs are great, and it's right for us. So we just said, right, well, just let's do it then.
You said that the videos sort of reinvigorated sort of popularity in the album again. I guess now where people are sort of wondering, if it's not going to be played exactly on maybe TV, they're not quite sure if it would get traction on music TV. Do you think it was do you believe it was worth to go out and go, I want to get a music video because they're still quite a big thing in social media?
Yes, I definitely think it was worthwhile doing the video. It sort of helped us from a more creative angle to all involved, and it was just to do something different because we always Drink Beers was strong, and it was the first video that we always talked about doing, and we just said, right, well, let's just do it, throw it out and see how it goes. And we just happened to say, right, well, listen, we need a load of girls for the video, and something like 40 chicks turned up on the day and stuff like that, and that was great. And the shoot went really well, and then it was out in under sort of 3 weeks, and it sort of hit sitting around the 16,000 mark on YouTube, which I suppose is pretty decent, but we definitely thought the video was a good way to go because it's something we never looked at before, and it definitely helped us.
Well, when you asked the Godzilla guys to do it, were you ever worried about, is this a good idea? What are they going to produce for us? Because we all know what they're like.
Yeah.
Do you ever thought, oh, you know what, this sounds like a good idea, but what are they going to hand us?
Not really. I think we were on tour in England, and we were always would watch their videos, and it was just so funny. And we always thought that their humour and stuff like that would be close to ours, and we just thought it'd be a good fit. So originally, I had asked Colin. I said, "Look, do you want to be in one of our videos?" And this was originally for a video that we're going to do next year for the next album. So it was down the line, and he says, "No, I'm not really interested in being in the video, but I'll make a video for you." So I said, "Right, okay." And we'd always talked about releasing another single and another video off the album, and we'd always talked about Voodoo. So we said, "Right, well, let's just give him Voodoo and see what we can do with it." And then I sent Colin the song. He says, "Just song's perfect. I've got a great idea for it." And he says, "Look, just put your trust in me, and I'll do a great job for you." And I said, "Right, just work away." So probably in the space of 3 or 4 days, did a video back to us. It's so much fun making it, and they said it was an absolute blast. So, and it worked out really well because we're sitting at 27,000 hits or something, whatever it is. So it's great.
Well, one question I really want to ask you guys is that you're a band from North Armagh, and that is an area. Seemingly now in the scene, it's either the shows are either going to be in Belfast or they're in Derry. And I've got. Do you think there's a scope for an area like North Armagh or even like a Newry or Ballymena or something? What does it need? Because does it need the bands to sort of have a scene sort of start up, or does it need a venue or a bar?
Yeah, I definitely think. Well, you're talking about Ballymena there. We always play the Diamond Rock Bar, which is up on a hall, so it's not far from Ballymena. So I think the Diamond covers pretty much there. But I would say down here, like I'm originally from Lurgan, and we've played Lurgan, loads of times. The past couple of times it was just ridiculous. There's like 5 people there or something like that there. So we're just like, why are we even wasting our time doing this? It's costing us money to do this. We shouldn't even bother because people just aren't bothering sort of turning out for it. So I think it definitely needs a venue that is a bit more innovative and a bit more forward thinking to keep people engaged in the music every week. Because what we used to find in Lurgan was that the gig scene would stop for 6 months, then it would start again, and it was great for like 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then it would just die off again, and people would just lose interest. So I think they need to do something that holds the interest of music fans, and I think I suppose it's almost like a parody of downloading music. People don't seem to be interested in going to see live bands unless you're sort of in Belfast or in the likes of the Diamond, where you'd always get a great crowd and things like that. So, but we are actually playing Lurgan again at the start of July, and we're hoping it'll be pretty good, just based on what the bands have been doing this past while, and the profile has been raised a bit more. So I would definitely say it needs a good venue to really sort of get the bands in and give them a good sort of platform to really showcase their talents.
No, because there's always a sort of talk, is it the venue, or if there isn't the bands to play, then no one's going to come. But then it's then if without a venue you can't have the bands. And no, I think it's an area, because then you look at Draperstown and they do have the Cellar Bar, which was quite a small town, which is doing great business there. And it's just about where's the next sort of scene outside of Derry and Belfast.
That's it.
Well, here you're signed with a label. You said you have shows coming up, and what kind of shows have you got coming up?
Our next show is in Portrush in the Playhouse. It's actually a golf weekend. At the end of the month, it's on the 28th, I think. And then the week after that, we're in Lurgan, in the courthouse in Lurgan. And then 2 weeks after that, we're over in the UK for 4 dates. It's just a wee short tour, doing 4 shows. And then we're coming home, and we're doing the Diamond, funny enough, at the start of August. And then we're playing Stendhal Festival in August. And then we're doing the Vital, Tenants Vital. And then there's talks of a tour in October time, which is probably going to be 10 shows. And then November time, we're going to be doing the second album, which will bring us right up to Christmas. So it's pretty busy.
Excellent. That's great to hear. What's sort of happening? Have you got anything written for the second album yet, or is it just all about finishing off the tour for Devil Rhythm and then moving on to that?
No. Like I've probably like 20 tunes, and the other guys have some tunes as well. And we're sort of working our way through those and just vetting them, because we've the guts of I'd say about 22 tunes, which we have to sort of slice down to about 12 or so for the album. And then after we finish the album, we're going to be doing a tour in the States next year, which we have to. The tour is going to happen because of the second album. So the label, they want us out there to promote and tour the album out there. So as soon as we do that, we'll be back and was talking to our booker today, and he's looking us to do a solo tour to promote the album as well. So it looks like we'll be doing an American tour and then come back and do the UK tour. So it's all good.
Excellent. Thank you very much for taking the time out, Tom, to chat to us, and
no problem, mate.
all the best come August.
That'll be great. Yep.
Thank you.
If you're there, make a sign or something, and we'll give you a shout out.
Cheers.